Peace and Black Power family. This is your brother Sutek. Ra. This is my son.
Your boy Radio God Stu.
And we want to welcome you back to the Father Like Son podcast. What are we going to hit on with today, babies?
Well, first, make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all check us out, kspforever.com. You can find all the latest content, all the latest episodes of the podcast right there, all right? Today, we want to discuss 4th of July, separating Independence Day from the day off and how the narrative has changed around black people. I noticed that a trend on social media now has been people saying, you know what, I'm not celebrating Independence Day, I'm not celebrating 4th of July, but I'm still going to drink and barbecue and have a good time on this day off. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like that narrative is going to be carried on into a tradition now of black people not celebrating 4th of July, the holiday?
Well, I think that's something that had been in the works for a little while now. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people have been saying, even before social media, I don't celebrate 4th of July. Mm-hmm. My people were in the field on the 4th of July when they were celebrating their independence. Mm-hmm. But I do notice, as a result of social media, mm-hmm. a change in consciousness regarding this day. Mm-hmm. But I do feel it's going to continue on and mm-hmm. grow, and people are going to separate the independence of this country mm-hmm. from the day off, mm-hmm. and black people are going to say, hey, you know what? 4th of July don't mean nothing to me, you know. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't, mm-hmm. you know, because as we was discussing off camera, if we're going to be upset about the Confederate flag and upset about Confederate monuments, mm-hmm. then we have to take that same energy and have that same attitude mm-hmm. toward the 4th of July. We have to take that same mentality and put it to all of these American holidays that really don't represent our history here in this country. Right. So, I think it's something that's going to continue on mm-hmm. and grow. And then possibly, like we were saying, maybe Juneteenth will be our 4th of July, right. you know, and it'll grow even more.
Because I feel like this year, but you know, amid all of the social protesting and everything that's been going on, Juneteenth actually took on a more significant role this year,
right,
when it came around, because people were, you know, more conscious of the time and what was going on, and they applied Juneteenth. You know, right. Juneteenth rolled around and people just used that just to add on to the consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is when, you know, the slaves and slaves were actually freed.
Right.
When
they got news.
Yeah, when they realized, you know,
right.
You know, what had taken place. So I feel like, you know, now moving forward, because the younger generations on social media are seeing it,
right.
you know, now you just can't go to school and learn a history. Oh, yeah, the country was free on July 4th. Well, according to my Instagram, black people weren't free,
right.
so we're not celebrating it. Now I hear my cousins, my older cousins,
right.
you know, my aunts, my uncles, my parents, you know, they're conscious of it. So now they don't even put that imagery towards the younger generation. They're putting, we weren't free, we're not celebrating that.
Right.
Juneteenth is our time. So now in history class, you're going to have students that are going to be able to combat what their teachers are saying,
right.
from the history books, because
right.
you know, of social media. And I think that's definitely a great tool that social media is using to develop the narrative for mm-hmm. the younger kids moving forward. Because when I was growing up, yeah, it was, you know, 4th of July, we do
right.
fireworks, we
right.
celebrate,
me too.
you know,
me too.
When it was free, up, Star Spangled Banner.
4th of July, yeah.
But now, like, when I have kids, I'm definitely not teaching them that.
Right.
And, you know, they won't feel, another thing, they won't feel like, well, I'm the only person with that view.
Right.
Because now it's going to be 20, 30 people in that classroom that have that same view.
Right.
Whereas when I was growing up, I was the only, you know, maybe only black kid in there.
That
so
knew
I
about
would
it.
kept,
right.
I would keep that, you know, to
right.
myself, and I wouldn't share that with everybody else. But now I feel like because social media just puts it all out there now, that it's a tool now, and you know, it's helped change the narrative for the younger generation.
But the thing about it too is we have to stay on top of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be our own best promoters of our history. Nobody's going to promote our history for us. We have to be the best promoters of our history. So we have to keep the narrative going. You know, I don't care about 4th of July. I know when I was younger and I was working and we would have 4th of July off, and the people at my job would ask me about, oh, what are you doing for the 4th? And you going away for the 4th and you celebrating the 4th? I used to lie, you know what I'm saying? To be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna do this and I do that, blah, blah, blah. Like I was into it, but really I wasn't into it. Now, at my job, and I'm around mostly Caucasians, they ask me about it, I straight up tell them, I don't celebrate the 4th. You know, that's not a holiday for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the day off, but I'm not celebrating the independence of this country because my people was in the field picking cotton when y'all was, celebrating. You know, I don't hesitate because I'm at that stage in life right now where, you know, I don't care. You know, back then I was chasing a career and I couldn't have that mentality at the job, you know. And that says a lot about black people as a whole. You know, how we have to bite our tongue, swallow our pride just so that we can maintain a living and chase a career. You know, so I think if we stand behind it and promote it the way they promote their holidays, then they'll have to accept our reasoning. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll acquiesce.
You see, a lot of companies are recognizing Juneteenth as a paid holiday.
Right.
So how do you feel like we can go about making that a national holiday?
Well, that goes back to our conversation from our first episode, earlier about voting. The people that we need to make those changes are the people that we put in political offices.
Right.
So, unless we register to vote, we don't have any power. But once we register to vote, then we have power. Then they have to come to us and offer us, concessions for our vote. And that could be some of the things we ask for. Look, we want Juneteenth to be a national holiday. That's our Independence Day.
Right.
It's easy to make a case for that.
Absolutely.
If you have a case for your independence, then we have a case for our independence. You know what I'm saying? So, we need to take the same energy that we take with the Confederate flag and the Confederate statues and apply that to July 4th. You know what I'm saying?
And we're good for celebrating a whole bunch of other cultures.
We celebrate everybody else's holiday. We celebrate St. Patrick's Day, President's Day. And all the presidents were slave owners.
Slave owners.
You know what I'm saying? But yet we celebrate their birthdays.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
We celebrate it. Black people just want a reason to celebrate.
We don't have much to celebrate about.
Just give us something to celebrate and we're going to celebrate. But it's definitely,
and we're going to out-celebrate you.
Right. But it's definitely important that we take priority and a stance on celebrating our culture, our history, and passing that down to our generations. You know what I'm saying?
Because to me, I believe heavily in recognizing our ancestors. And when you celebrate a lot of these holidays, that's what you're doing. You're celebrating their ancestors. We have to put days out here where we celebrate our ancestors.
Not just Martin Luther King
Not
Day.
just Martin Luther King Day. We need to celebrate Malcolm's birthday. We need to celebrate Marcus Garvey's birthday. We need to celebrate a lot of these people
Frederick Douglass,
who paved the way for us, man. Who stood for us. Those are our ancestors that we need to honor in mass, so we can get that energy to them. And then they can come back and give energy to us so that we can continue and we can succeed, man. I believe in that wholeheartedly, that we need to pay homage to our ancestors. We've been paying homage to their ancestors for years. We need to turn around and pay homage to our own ancestors. And whether they accept it or not, that's what we need to do.
Definitely.
So,
very, very, very powerful speech there, my brother. Appreciate you for that word there,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yes,
Make
sir.
sure that y'all keep up with us. Make sure y'all engage with us because we definitely want to hear from you and know what you think as well. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe right here, Like Father, Like Son Podcast. And log on to kspforever.com so you could just, get in touch with
Get in touch.
with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We believe at KSP we have the most comprehensive strategy and plan for Black economic empowerment. Better than any of them out there. I've been invited to speak at an event in August. It's 100 years of RBG Centennial. And I've been asked to give an economic speech on that. And we're going to blow that away. I'm telling you, we're going to blow that away. We're going to hurt some feelings, but at the end of it, you're going to see what we're talking about. And follow us on our website, www.ksp4ever.com.
Definitely, family. And your boy Radio God Stu, Life Father, Life Son podcast, where my motto is, a father that could be proud of his son can also be proud of himself.
And my motto is, in order for the Black man to live, the Negro has got to die. Death to the Negro. Peace and Black power, family.